my name is Chris Barbeau. I own and operate Chris's Childcare in Andale, Kansas. I serve 7 kids ages 1 to 6, and this is my 27th year as a licensed provider. The current licensing system benefits providers by helping us keep the children safe. I feel that it gives us as providers lots of support.
My name is Tammy Hazlitt. I'm a registered provider in Vermont. My program name is Tammy's Early Care in Education, and I serve children between the ages of 6 and 12. Right now I'm serving 8 children, and I've been in the business for 22 years as a registered provider. The current licensing system in Vermont benefits providers because we become part of a information system that the state has that lists our businesses. If we're participating in a quality rating system, it'll also list how many stars we have. So the more stars you have, the more likely you are to have that referral be a success. We're also eligible for grants if we're registered with the state.
I feel if we were able to provide our surveyor the best times to come out when it's not as chaotic, particularly maybe during nap time or center time, different times when it's not as crazy. And if we were able to send our paperwork into the surveyor via email so that they could go over that, because that's the most time consuming when the surveyor comes out, going over the paperwork with her. But if she were to have that ahead of time, that would take out a big chunk of that time. Getting a checklist in advance of any changes or updates of different things that they would be looking at in your home that maybe wasn't something they looked at the year before. And that would be something new providers would benefit from as well.
One of the drawbacks that I find is being subject to unannounced state licensing visits. I try to be as prepared as possible, but when I am a home provider taking care of all these children and they walk in unannounced and I need to present them with paperwork, it makes for a stressful and difficult visit. The process in a home program, it requires me to compile paperwork, binders, however I have the information stored, and provide it to the licensor at the time that she is there. I cannot deliver that information that she's requesting after she leaves. It has to be done all while she's there. And because I'm the director of my own program, I can't really leave the classroom to get that information. Yes, accommodations could definitely be made for home providers. They could be notified prior to a licensing visit, not necessarily given a very specific date, but given information saying that a visit is going to be coming soon. This is the information we'll be looking for, so that information can be compiled and ready for them when they walk in the door.
I feel that communication is key. Providers should always feel comfortable contacting their surveyor, and their surveyor should be readily available to answer questions and help you. I'm very fortunate. I have a fantastic relationship with my surveyor. She's very prompt in getting back with any questions that I have. And so that line of communication is always open. Other childcare providers that have questions about their compliance and the rules, and they just are either can't get a hold of their surveyor, or they're nervous that it'll trigger an unannounced inspection because they have these questions about compliance.
My experience with public posting of licensing reports, for me, has been a negative one way in the past. There was a violation that I had I had done everything in my power the day before to remedy the situation. And because I live in a rural community, I didn't have the resources available to me. So I couldn't fix it. And the licensor showed up the very next day, and I got a violation for it. It was posted on their site. It said that I endangered the health and well-being of the children, when in reality that really was not the case. And I'm not allowed to take and post anything there to say exactly what this violation was for. So it really doesn't give the parent the chance to understand what's behind that violation code. I've only ever received 2 violations in the entire time I've been doing it. And I've always strived to meet the regulations. And when I couldn't, the only remedy was to order what I needed. And that meant I had to wait for the item to come in. I would recommend that the reports, when they get posted by the state, that first they connect with the provider, make sure the provider clearly understands what's going on, and have the provider be able to take and put their own comment in next to that violation. So that way you've got the violation listed, the provider's explaining what happened, and then it's up to the parent, when it's finally posted, for them to decide and evaluate whether or not that provider might be a good choice for them.
When a provider has a violation, I feel that they should be able to speak their mind and tell why the violation occurred. It could be something very simple that was accidental or overlooked, but not a danger to a child. Families looking for providers would not want to go with somebody that had a violation or several violations, no matter how minor, because they would be worried about the safety of their child. I feel that the way the system licensing, the systems could be better is if the reports would include strengths that the provider has and their years of experience and their years of no violations. Out here, I feel like people would love to have home childcare providers because they get that home-like atmosphere. I have a waiting list of 8 people, 8 families that are waiting to get a spot here. Their kids will probably be grown by the time I have an opening, but that's important to me. That, I really promote home child care.